Hello the internets, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict, and today's topic is going to be Privaty Treasure. I'll try to keep it short, just like the previous videos. And this is not my account, this is Timmy's account for some reference, alright? So it's a Core 6 Privaty, fully overloaded, 10-10-10, right now running Resilience as usual, right? And then level 3 on the helmet. When it comes to the rolls, one attack in there, one attack in here, one LA, and then one attack crit rate. Timmy and I have awful luck when it comes to rolling characters, so obviously pretty unlucky with that. That said, let's go over everyone's favorite tsundere girl, and if it's worth building her, where she's on the tier list, and a little bit of damage number comparisons. Before we go, leave a like, subscribe, help me grow the channel, and if you don't want to watch the whole video, as usual, she's not in the tier list yet, but she will be a T1 character. Now, there could be an argument for both Moron, everyone's favorite, and Privaty to be T0. There could be that argument. My thing with T0, or at least how I want to handle it in this case, right, is characters that are good everywhere with no downsides. And both Moran and Privaty have a couple downsides. That said, let's jump into this directly. Okay, she's not here yet. By the time this video goes up, the version on the website should be updated, and you guys also have the infographics I post on Twitter. I don't know what it is, I think it's posted already, but on Twitter you guys also have the infographics in case you want to check those. Okay, so if you prefer like a short version on why they work and how they work, you can just check this instead. That's it, enough ranting about introduction. Let's actually go and talk a little bit about Privaty and why she's so good. So this treasure is making Privaty the strongest burst 3 buffer in the game. In fact, for some extra reference, Timmy cleared the boss on chapter 44 with Privaty just because of those moves were enough extra damage to be able to clear. So fantastic buffer. There is a couple of things that are a little bit iffy about her, I will say, but overall a really good kit. So let's go over what has changed from her original version, and then we'll show the damage number comparisons as a buffer and as a DPS as well. So base Privaty, okay, if we zoom in right here, skill 1 is attack, reload speed, and reduce max ammo capacity. This is already pretty good. Like, this is already a good skill. The problem is that by today's standards, for a character that most of the time is enough burst, is not enough, right? But now she goes from attack, reload speed, and this max ammo capacity to also give attack damage. And this is huge because she's giving basically all of the good buffs you need. Attack, reload speed, and attack damage. Her skill 2, it only used to deal damage on last bullet, nothing else, right? But now you're doing a couple more things. So on last bullet, you are applying damage taken, 10%, and the extra damage as well, right? And the extra damage, as you can see, has been moved quite a bit. 200 here, 1100 here, when it used to be 85 and 1000. Now, this damage taken means you have every possible move you care when it comes to bosses and doing more damage. You have attack damage, reload speed, and damage taken for the enemy. This is why she is the best buffer in the game as a B3, important, right? And then lastly, we have her burst skill. So originally, this was a stun for 3 seconds and some AoE damage on a 40-second cooldown. And now it's still damage, way higher though, 1000% extra, right? It stuns for 3 seconds, and also it will reduce the attack of the designated target. And then the last thing they added also on her burst is increase superior elemental code attack damage by 130% for 10 seconds while she bursts. And this is why you can use her now also as a DPS, not only as a buffer. Her main role, however, will be a buffer, okay? On any element, regardless of element, this is a fantastic character, not only for water, but if you're doing water weak content, thanks to that burst and the extra damage she's getting, she can compete with the other DPSs in here. Now, that said, okay, enough ranting about how her kit works. Let's show some damage comparison numbers, and then we'll talk about how I would be building Privaty at the moment. When it comes to damage number comparisons, there is a lot of things to go through. A lot of them are Union range, but once again, like I said earlier, Timmy was using it in campaign with 0 problems. Just like Moran, they are both characters that can be used in hard mode and any PvE type of content we have in the game. So, Water Week first. We were testing running different team compositions to see what was giving us bigger buffs, right? So with Ludmilla in there and with Velvet, with Ludmilla running Helm and running Privaty, as you can see, it's more or less the same damage on Snow White, but everyone else benefits more from running Privaty. So all Ludmilla, Siren, and Kron were doing more damage in this case. And the same applies for Velvet. So when we were running Helm, it's the same damage basically for Snow White, but everyone else was doing more damage while Privaty was in the team, including Velvet as well. And even if you want to be running something like a hyper focus or hyper carry on Snow White, this is most likely what the game is moving towards right now. Having 5 teams where you have 1 good DPS and a bunch of buffers that can make them do great damage. This was the highest damage on all of the teams we ran, thanks to putting Elec, Privaty, and Snow White together. So that's for Water Week. She can be used as a burst, she can be used as an off burst, and in both cases it will work. And when it comes to the other elements, funny enough, I got the higher score on basically all of the elements I was trying her on when she was a buffer. Obviously for Wind, Velvet is the queen because it allows you for Liberaglio to buff Scarlet, right? So Scarlet damage went down with Helm, Liberaglio is 2 million less, and then when we put Privaty, the damage is still really good. So Liberaglio was doing basically the same damage, and both Little Mermaid and Scarlet were doing a little bit less. And then the rest of the girls, Little Mermaid, SBS, and Rita were doing a little bit less damage, but it's still comparable to having Velvet, right? The one that benefits the least, obviously, from this is SBS, because Privaty is stealing her buff. But she can be used on any element, and then I was testing on Fire Week as well. And I was putting Breathe as the buffer, why not? I was putting Rappi and Mihara for the synergy with Little Mermaid, and then we tried both Helm and Privaty. And once again, huge difference in this case when we are doing a team like this because of the reload speed and the fast rotations we have. Both of them were doing more damage, Mihara and Rappi. You could also switch Breed for something else if she's invested in your account. But even on Fire Week, she was doing better. No matter like the composition you put her in, she's doing well. She's a fantastic character. Now, that said, how would I recommend building her? As a DPS or as a support? It doesn't matter, it's the same build. You basically want to avoid max ammo and just focus on attack and elemental damage. You could be getting some hit rate because she is an assault rifle, so hit rate and crit lines can work as the fillers, right? But just avoid max ammo capacity, that's the most important thing, so you can consistently proc the damage taken up in there. When it comes to skill, 7 to 10 on all of them. Pretty basic character. If you don't plan on bursting with her, you could ignore her burst, obviously. But both skill 1 and skill 2, at least 7, if you can take them to 10. She's, like I was saying earlier, the strongest B3 buffer in the game currently. And then when it comes to Cube, please avoid Bastion, obviously, so you are not getting the extra ammunition. She is already reloading super fast, so there is 2 options. If you have invested in your Assault Cube, and I mean level 12 plus, you could use Assault. If you have invested on your Quantum, level 12 plus, you can run this for the extra burst gauge filling speed. If not, Resilience, okay? If this is your highest level, just put this because it will benefit her more because of the flat stats. But basically that's everything for Privaty. Honestly, it's such a great fucking treasure. Like, this batch of treasures has been fantastic. Like I was showing you guys earlier, she's still not on the tier list, she will be a T1. And then we have a Sui, which most likely is going to be a T2 character as well. All of these treasures has been really good. Sadly, Senti got the worst out of all of them, but we will talk about Senti another day when I finish testing her and we make her video. All that said, we are live every single day, links in the description down below. Good luck with your pool, Nereits, and until the next one.